Happy Hour.
If you like pina colada, stay away again.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? Happy birthday, America. We made it. We survived. Do you have a little bit of a hangover? I think I know a couple people that I saw last night. And I think they're probably just now getting up. Welcome to all the people that are on those third shift, those people who bartend and wait tables and work all night long, make sure that everybody's safe, the police officers and paramedics and the nurses and just everybody who works tonight while the rest of the people are sleeping. But last night, the rest of the people weren't sleeping. Everybody was out celebrating happy birthday, Independence Day, 4th of July celebration like it was going out of style. I've listened to the show. I have to say, Greg and Eli, couple of the callers, I agree with Raider Corey in a very big aspect of one thing. I don't think it was family friendly last night, but I don't think it was meant to be family friendly. I think the places that were supposed to be family friendly were more like over at Elvis Presley at Elvis's house over at Graceland. And then again, I talked to some people who were saying when they were doing stuff with their kids for family friendly situations, it wasn't necessarily going and watching Memphis's fireworks. It was them going out to their own cove, hanging out with their family and all their children, and then the adults shooting off the fireworks in the cove. Now, again, that is also walking into the JPP territory where you're putting yourself in risk when you're firing your own fireworks off. But that's the way we did it when I grew up. And I do have to say, I was downtown last night for the fireworks, and I was with Honey. My family was not with me because, well, they're not with me. They're all out. Everybody's off for a 4th of July weekend, and they're all out and about partying and having some fun. I partied and had some fun downtown, and I thought Memphis was great, and I thought they did a great job for what realistically downtown is, especially on a night like last night. The bars were bumping. Everybody was really going. I saw people everywhere. There were people riding the Lime and the Bird all over downtown. There were cars everywhere. I was out and about. I think I hit up, 10 different spots. We had a lot of, it was a lot of fun. But as Raider Corey says, unequivocally agree with him. Like, if you drive all the way down there and you bring your family down there and stuff, there was not anything where it was set up to be a family-friendly situation. So if I brought my children down there and tried to have that evening, it would have. I think he probably failed miserably, and that's probably where his frustrations lie. Because what it was more of a drink fest on a Thursday night, and people were like woohoo, and the fireworks were just pound a couple more or do a shot and say happy birthday USA kind of thing. So that was basically what last night was kind of like. I want to know what y'all think, people who went to different locations. What did you do last night for the 4th of July? Did you have a good time? Like I said, I had a good time. Appreciate it. I saw my buddy Chris today. He called me up, and the only thing he said, because I forgot my cell phone and left it over there. You know how that is. By the way, do y'all do that? Do you do that stuff? I'm bad about that. If it dies, for somehow, like, all of a sudden, if it's dead, it's like, oh, it's dead to me, and I just like leave it somewhere.
I have walked out of my house and gotten in my car without it before, but then I realize it usually before I leave. Oh, I don't have my phone.
And we're talking about a phone, people, by the way. We do know that you are married, so I think it could have been something else. Never mind. Anyway,
I didn't think we had to clarify anything,
but anyway, last night was fun, and we do also need to remind you, if you were paying any attention to the sports world, guess what? Nothing has changed since yesterday and today in the last 24, 48 hours. Nothing with the whole.
Woj actually gave us a day off.
There's been no Woj bombs. Kawhi Leonard hasn't made his decision where he's going to go. And then the other thing is I have literally heard every single person from Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman to the people who fill in for them to the Snoop Dogg, who literally came out and dropped, a message on, what was that, Instagram or whatever. And he's like, telling all his followers, I know this is going down for real. Basically letting everybody know. He was saying he's like guaranteeing it's happening. So you had like the Snoop guarantee that he's coming to L.A. to become a Laker. You had a couple other people saying, oh, no, they heard that he's going to go be a Clipper. Then now you hear a lot of people saying, heck no, he's staying in the East. He's the best player on the planet right now. Why does he want to go play second fiddle to LeBron James? Well, go to the Clippers. That way he won't be second fiddle. Oh, he'll just be the second fiddle team in the same town with a guy called the King. So no, it wouldn't be. I realistically think because of Kawhi Leonard, he's going to do, and this is a guy who goes to the beat of his own drum. He does what he wants when he wants. And, you have to respect that. That's just the way the dude is. And in all honesty, that's something to be respected. But I do want to ask you this. I wanted to, I want to ask, since I have this, I asked a little bit of it yesterday. It was the 4th of July. Some people were out and about driving, could not text. By the way, it is July 1st. I would like to remind you, it is in the new law is now in effect, correct? If you are driving, it better be hands-free. Like we're allowed to do the Bluetooth thing, right? And talk to our car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank goodness, because that's how
I've seen cops when people pull over all over the place since the first too. Like I don't know if it's all phones, but I've seen more people on the side getting pulled over than normal.
Okay, well this is my question, because like the minute I walk in my car, it automatically goes on like Bluetooth, that's just how it does. Like, do I have to put it somewhere? Like, is the new rule, like the new law, do you have to have your phone like away from you or something?
I don't think so. I usually keep mine like in the cup holder beside me or on my lap or something.
I've always
you just can't be
kind of sad.
You just can't be using
always
it.
Set on my, right there on my leg, like as I drive.
As long as your hands aren't on it. You have to at some point. If you're answering I don't know how the cars. Some cars you can push a button on the screen and answer it.
Actually, I can do it on my steering.
Just can't be texting.
My car has it to where you can hang up and answer with just the push of a button on my steering wheel.
So I think you're like allowed to answer your phone or hang up your phone, but you can't be texting.
Don't be playing no games.
You're not supposed to be flipping through looking for your music. I can't confirm or deny if I do that. But that's another story because I like.
Ooh,
music.
I never thought about that. See, I just listen to radio, so I'm always good. That's why you should always just listen to Sports 56 and 87.7 FM, and then you're great. But you need to have the Sports 56 mobile app, because when you do leave, you are allowed to get out of your car and walk around and listen to us all day long, all day strong, and then you would have learned a whole lot, and we're going to continue to learn a lot. But I want to know at the First Bank text line. I want to know from my man Austin, actually. I want to know also at the First Bank phone lines. First Bank phone lines are 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Also, don't forget the First Bank text line, 67129. That's 67129. Hit me up. I'll read those. And got lots of questions for you. But I also want to remind you, this show, this segment, this hour, it is brought to you by my man, Chad Gatlin. And it's really simple, man. All you have to do, and I think you can do this, he works for Farmers. That's insurance. You know Farmers. We are farmers. Doot, 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 doot.
Seen it, covered it.
Seen it, covered it. Good job, dude.
Those commercials, they get me every time.
They're
Their TV commercials are hilarious, by the way.
They're great. They are great. But, man, my man's got it so simply set up for you now. Like, you can call him, but, again, just go to memphisfarmers.com. How easy is that to remember? And everybody can spell Memphis. We live here. If you can't spell farmers, I'm worried about you. But it's just memphisfarmers.com. Bing, bang, boom. Hit my man Chad Gatlin up, and you were on fire. But I need to know, all of y'all, hit me up at the First Bank text line. Call me on the First Bank phone lines. I have talked about the Well, I've heard Greg talk about the wussification of America, or the wussification of this generation, et cetera, et cetera. I call it now or it could be the wussification, the wussification of certain things, or it's what they now like to term it, instead of wussification, they call it load management, or we're protecting our asset, because they are putting so much money in these people. And I do, trust me, I'm not an idiot. I get it. And we talk about doctors, and we talk to, doctors say unequivocally this. Back in the day, you can straight up go look at Larry Bird or Michael Jordan or Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, Wilt Chamberlain, did that dude miss a game until he was like, whoa, like way late? What I'm just trying to say is now, if you look, especially, and the reason I bring this up is because Kawhi, how many games did Kawhi Leonard start last year? I'm being dead serious. And was it because he was injured, or was it because of what they called load management? Most of the time, I always heard it was about a load management thing. So now it creates like this new conundrum. We've talked about realistically the wussification of the National Basketball Association, that, back when I watched it, you had to be a man's man to play in the NBA, because they will foul you. If you came to the line, if you go to the rack, you better go strong. That's what made MJ so bad to the bone, because he knew he was going to take a beating. That's what made the little man Isaiah Thomas in Detroit legendary, because he was so small, yet they would knock that dude down, and guess what? He'd hop right back up every deadgum time. Muggsy Bogues picking you up 96 feet away from the basket, playing defense, and he's just a little bitty guy. But guess what? He was tough as nails. Now it's a different type of game. It is more pace and space. It's finesse. And it's also about how these guys, quote, take care of their bodies and load management. But what I'm worried is, again, because the product on the court, I've been saying this for a long time, NFL, you can't play but 100%. I'm fine with what the NFL is doing in the aspect of what I see on Sundays. For a few years, I get upset and say stupid things now that I look at it and realize that are stupid, that they were putting these quarterback in dresses. I do understand now what CT is. I do understand. It makes me also worried about these linemen who just, sit up right across from me, bing, bang, boom, head, 60 times a game, whatever. What I'm saying is I do understand we have to worry about the person, the player, but they're going to play all out. And like in the National Football League, that's why I don't understand, the whole all-star game. I don't know how you play a game like that's that violent, half speed. Now in the NBA, half speed has become basically the NBA. Is what I'm trying to get at. Is it is a let's play defense 50% of the time. Let's play 65% of the time because of, quote, load management, and we're protecting our assets. And I want to know, when Michael Jordan was making all those monies, like millions and millions, and you laugh about the money that he made compared to what they make today. Again, it's insane. Like, Solomon had $48 million. That's right. That's not a joke. Yeah. You think I'm kidding? Really? No, I'm not. It's crazy how many contracts just a few years ago, NBA just went banana sandwiches, and these guys do make banana sandwiches of money. But are they giving it all? Now, do I understand the front office wanting to protect their investment? Yes, but I also am a Memphian. And I guess you're trying, and it's taken me a very roundabout way to get here. But what I'm trying to say is, as I'm watching the Kawhi Leonard drama unfold, I, as a Memphis Grizzly fan, am starting to see something that causes me a lot of concern. I've been saying for years, I feel like they could play the NBA 3 quarters and then they bust it in the fourth. I feel like you can't, foul a player in the NBA. It's become a free throw shooting contest at the end of the ball game, and a 3-point shooting contest. It goes back and forth. The game, yes, it is totally different than what it was and what I fell in love with. Now, I'm sure, you love today's game, but that's what you've grown up seeing. And I have to say the NBA is great. They've done the social media. Their off season is now as big as the NFL, if not even bigger. They create these super teams, which kind of create excitement. But I guess because maybe I'm now realizing I am old school, that's not excitement, because to me that's not competition. That's cheating. That's stacking the deck. And you say, no, it's freeing up players, or it's doing this, it's giving them more power. Like, yes, to a degree, yeah, they can all now go team up and go play. But what it does is it weakens the NBA as a whole. And if we're doing this, quote, load management, why are they going to come play in Memphis if Memphis is right now rebuilding? Why wouldn't they take the night off for, quote, load management? And then what happens to Memphis fans? They get cheated because they don't get to see the superstars when they come to Memphis. I'm just saying, I don't know. Maybe I am overreacting. That's why I'm here. Hit me up. 901-360-8255. If you want to talk to me, if you think I'm overreacting. I'm just saying, in Zach we trust. I am a Grizzlies fan. I am fired up. By the way, Grizzlies fan, y'all know David Cobb. He's out there in Arizona for the Summer League, or Nevada. He's going to be calling me up 2 o'clock. Me and him are going to rap about a million things. I can't wait to talk with Cobb. It is, Summer League. It's Vegas. What happens in Vegas, it stays in Vegas, except for during Johnny Radio's show at 2 o'clock. So we can find out what's going on at Vegas with my man David Cobb, Summer League. And again, we're going to talk a lot of Grizzlies. And I'm wanting to have a lot of questions at the text line to ask him from y'all.
Somebody hit you up at the text line, bragging about the Fitz last night, bragging about your gambling skills there.
I know, I'm on fire. I do. You have to understand, dude. Realistically, I have been. It's sad. Let's just be real. Like, if you're a casino, you don't want to see me.
They know who you are, apparently.
You don't want to see me because I'm kicking in their teeth. Yeah, and I ain't taking names. I'm just taking hundies.
You've been on a roll here lately.
No, that ain't no joke. Seriously,
I need a little extra cash. Hey, I might have to go down there with you sometime.
I got to tell you though, I got to give a lot of credit to Kevin over at Inside One, InsideOne.com. He's coming on actually at 125 as well. Glad you mentioned that because we're going to talk a little bit of baseball, switch up gears. That'll give y'all some time to kind of hit me up. I appreciate you hitting me up because hung out at the Fence with Johnny. My man Johnny Radio hit a 5-teamer for 800. Oh, man, I didn't realize he told me.
This guy's got you put all the details out there. See, I didn't say that. You said that. Yeah, I kept that off the radio.
I was reading, but yeah, he got me. I tore it up. I was on fire yesterday, you could say, and I've been on fire all week. I had 2 bad days. Inside One, I say me. I constantly say I. But, I'm part of Inside One, I like to think, because I get my picks from there.
Well, I was going to say, he's helped you out quite a bit, it sounds like.
And I help him because I talk tons. I talk to him every day, and I give him advice, and we look at baseball. We talk a lot. So I would like to think that I do have a little bit of something. But, no, we are going to talk because baseball is out of control right now. I don't know if y'all realize this. There are multiple Braves that could have over 40 home runs and 100 RBIs. I don't think people realize that.
Tell you, that team could make a run this year. They could really make a run this year.
Might have the greatest lineup when it gets healthy ever assembled, and that's not hyperbole. People talk about Murderer's Row. I would dare you to tell me that if healthy, Murderer's Row is not this. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Murderer's Row is not probably the greatest thing, but that's what it was called back in the day with the Yankees.
There's not a pitcher in the league that wants to face this Yankees lineup right now.
That's exactly why it was called Murderer's Row back in the day, and that's why I kind of look at this thing because it's 1 through 9. I mean, they got Gleyber Torres, who I still think is going to end up being the best Yankee period out of this group, in the bottom of the lineup. When you're leading off with DJ LeMahieu, guys hitting 330, got bombs, got over 60 RBI. It's just ridiculous. They got Aaron Judge. Giancarlo Stanton's going to come back healthy. They picked up Edwin Encarnacion. They got speed with Gardner and Hicks. They have everything. Oh, yeah, and don't forget about Didi Gregorius. It's sick, man. It's sick, yo. But Aroldis Chapman did blow a save last night. Did you see that?
I enjoy watching him blow saves.
Oh, I can see that. He blows one last night. What do you think happened? Yankees just went out there and bombed, scored a bunch of runs, gave them a W.
They hit. It's ridiculous the amount of home runs they hit. I mean, they are just so daggum good. That whole lineup could be the home run derby if they wanted them to.
I totally have to say I agree with you, and I am going to get back to basketball, but I do want to also throw this out since we're going to talk basketball. I want you to think back to the late 20s. I think it was 1927. You had Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig. You had Earl Combs, Mark Koning, Bob Musial, and Tony Lazzari. Some of these people y'all might not know, but what I'm trying to say, that was Murder's Row. Look at the Yankees now and tell me that this is the real. This is. Look, Lou Gehrig and Ruth, just saying those two in the same sentence, it is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, you got to realize this is 1926 team lost the World Series to the one that you love. Who won the World Series in 1926?
Well, you just pointed at me, so I'm just going to guess the Cardinals because you said the team that I love.
Your favorite team, the Cardinals. And then the next year, they go out there and win 110 games. They won the pennant by 19 games. And then they swept the Pirates in the 1927 World Series. Only 4 teams have won more regular season games than that Yankees team. It was the 1906 Chicago Cubs. The 2001 Mariners, we all know what happened in 2001. They didn't get it done and win the World Series. They failed like pitifully in the postseason. Still breaks my heart. The kid, A-Rod, Buhner. Oh, my goodness, I love that team. The 1998 Yankees with 114, and, of course, the 1954 Cleveland Indians. So giving you a little baseball here, history. But that 2017, by the way, like, you got to think about it. As a team, 307, they slugged as a team, 489, and they scored 957 runs. That was pretty good. They outscored their opponents by a record 376 runs. Not bad. By the way, Earl Combs, he only batted 356 that year. He's one of the guys that most people didn't know. He had 200, like most people that are out there listening to radio right now, he had 231 hits that year because I had somebody actually text me in, Earl who? Well, he batted 356. Yeah, not bad. Bob batted, Musial batted 337, had 103 RBIs. Tony Lazzari drove in 102 runs. Gehrig batted 373, 52 doubles, 18 triples, 47 rounders. My man, 47 long balls. Man, oh, man, they were on fire. And, of course, then you know who got the MVP? It was Ruth, 356. He had 164 RBI, 164 RBI. He was walked 137 times. He slugged 772 and, of course, hit 60 home runs that year. Broke his own record, and that remained the major league mark for 34 years until Roger Maris broke it with that 61. And it's amazing how 61, that number has disappeared, because when I grew up, that number, Roger Maris and the number 61, was so dead-gum crucial, and now it's not even talked about. It's weird how Roger Maris kind of disappeared. I'm late for a break. Golly, if you get me on baseball, I go bananas, don't I?
That's all good. Hey, you got to keep you on track over here.
I know it's hard to keep me going. I'm trying to talk. I want to know what y'all think right now. Realistically, are you worried? I care about competition. I like the NBA. I think there are stars everywhere. I'm worried about the whole super team thing. I'm not as much a fan of it. I also can't stand this BS that we are basically. We're wrapping up what I consider laziness and what's going to end up screwing teams like the Memphis Grizzlies or Orlando, or, I mean, anybody that they want to feel like, hey, You're a superstar. Did you say you needed the night off because of load management? Yeah, I need the night off, coach, for load management. BS, dude. Yes, it is the ultimate reality series. They are making buku amounts of money. Kawhi right now is the king, and he runs the world of sports. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I was just to make a projection and a prediction, believe it or not, the NFL, which I can't believe I'm saying this, and even MLB, I think are in better places and are going in the correct direction. I don't necessarily like the direction the NBA is going. I don't know if what they're putting on the court is really is the product that they should be putting on the court. We'll talk more about that later. It's time to talk a little Inside One with my man Kevin on a beautiful Friday. Right here, the day after you had a party last night. Happy 4th of July. You know you had some fun. I had some fun. We all had some fun. So whatever you do, don't touch the dial. We're going to have some more fun on the other side of Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
The Press Box with Keith Parker and Elliot Wender. Weekday mornings at 6 on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
And now, the worst commercial ever.
Say, Jan, as a fellow respected small business professional, I wonder, who do you use for commercial auto and business insurance?
Progressive, of course. They helped with a customized insurance solution for my busy florist company.
I'm so glad we had this chance encounter in this busy restaurant.
Yes, that fake conversation was brutal. Whereas commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive is anything but. Visit progressivecommercial.com to quote today. Insurance provided and serviced by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. It's affiliated and third-party insurers.
Welcome to Sherwin-Williams.
Hi there. I heard paints are 30% off.
Yep, and stains too.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. Only at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Right now?
Well, June 21st through July 8th.
Ah, bring it in. I'm a big hugger.
It's cool. Ask Sherwin-Williams June 21st through July 8th and save 30% on paints and stains with sale prices starting at $26.94. Only at your local Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
At the Home Depot, warmer days means it's time to add Vigoro colored mulch to your landscape. Right now, get 5 bags for just $10. Vigoro mulch helps soil retain moisture and comes in shades of red, brown, or black. If you're looking for a healthier garden and more curb appeal, you're getting warmer. Today is the day for doing, with red, white, and blue savings on Vigoro colored mulch, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Limit 60 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sport 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What is up? What is up? Welcome into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. And yes, I'm very happy. I know all the people out there are extremely happy as well, because if you are a part of Inside One, how does life feel? Well, I would think it would feel great. You know why it would feel great? Because all you're doing is what? Winning. Man, like you missed a whole game yesterday, Kevin. That's who I'm bringing in. My man, Kev from Inside One. Kev, how did you miss that one game after hitting 5?
I'm sorry. You know, I don't know. I have to go
the
back
day
and look at my
before
notes.
you were
Yeah.
4-0, and you know, I mean, it's like, come on, dude. 9-1's good the last 2 days, but I know we can go 10-0 next time. Let's do it. Come on, buddy. No, seriously.
First off, I want to also tell you condolences on your grandfather. I'm sorry to hear that. That's the lawsuit.
I appreciate that. Thank you very, very, very much. That, you know how it is. Everybody knows it sucks, but hopefully he's up there in a better place. In fact, I know he's in a better place. And no more pain, which that's all that matters. Do wanted to also say this. Did you have a good 4th of July? Did you bring in the, the Independence Day the right way, if you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did. We had we've had a great year again this year in baseball. I had 2 bad days. I had some things going on my side, and we'll get into that. But anyway, that's all over with. And to make a long story short, without the exception of 2 bad days this whole season, we're cruising.
It's ridiculous.
Looking good, yeah. It's ridiculous. And all my players are extremely happy. They've all had a good 4th. I've had some of them text me.
I mean, yesterday, Reds, Braves, Dodgers, Nationals. Oh my! All just easy, and all 3, 4, 4, 2. I mean, come on, man. And plus 120 on the 2. Man, again, it's been a beautiful, beautiful day. And the best thing is too is I like it when you do decide to lose one. It's always like a good thing. It was a 2-star only instead of the big ones, the 4.
Yeah, well, I've lost a few big ones, but like I said, you know me, I don't play that many favorites, but I have lately because
so many underdogs you hit. Everything that goes up must come down.
Yeah, plus there's been so many strong indicators and several categories that have said go ahead and do it. For an example, if you look at these teams this year, there's the good teams and all the teams that are leading in the standings. If you look at their home, the records at home, it's phenomenal. I mean, the Yankees are 31-14 at home.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy, and I don't know if you got to hear any of the first part of the show I was talking about. I get told I read a lot. I'm a baseball junkie, historian. I love the game. And I remember back when 61 from Roger Maris was a huge number. But 60 was also a huge number because for 34 years, that was the record for Babe Ruth. And Maris broke Ruth's record about 1. 34 years later after the 1927 season, which was known as the Murderers Row Yankees, you had a team that, when you think about what those men all batted from like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, Earl Combs, all these guys. I mean, think about this. Combs had a career best 356 with 231 hits. You had Bob Musial bat 337 with 103 RBI. You had Gehrig go 373, 52 doubles, 18 triples, and 47 homers. Then, of course, we know about the MVP, Ruth, going 356, 164 RBI. He was walked 137 times, had a 772 slugging, and again, most notably to me, is his 60 home run mark stood for 34 years until Maris broke it, and now it's weird how, like, 61 just doesn't mean anything anymore. It's now more like we're talking about, 56, the hit streak. But I want to know, you talk about that murderer's row, and I just told you it is bad. I mean, 371, 356, 360, 337. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes are tearing it up. But realistically, would you rather face that lineup, or would you rather face today's lineup when they're all healthy? When you have DJ LeMahieu's dropping 330, and he's now playing third base, and I think the guy at the bottom of the lineup, the best player, and nobody even talks about him, I think, is Gleyber Torres. Didi Gregorius is coming back around. Then you have Aaron Judge, who's like 6'8" and is a monster. Stanton's making $30 million a year because he hits home runs like they're going out of style. I mean, they went and picked up a guy in Edwin Encarnacion who has 404 career home runs, and he's DHing. Again, they have speed in Gardner and Hicks. They have power everywhere through the lineup. Is this not the best lineup you've ever seen? Because at least in my opinion, this is the best lineup I've ever seen.
Never, ever, ever. And I'll tell you what, if they stay healthy, which they've had problems doing,
big problem,
get back. Yeah, if they can stay healthy, I think that the World Series is already over.
Chapman blew one last night, but what did they do? They went and scored 4 runs in the 9th or 10th inning after he blows it. 5 runs, yeah. It's like it's like the team can score at will. They can beat you unmercifully, or they can literally shut you out, like they did the Mets when they beat them 5-1 and only gave up 1 run. I mean, they just Encarnacion, he hit his 25th bomb. You got guys. I mean, DJ LeMahieu has moved over to third base because, again, I think Gleyber Torres is the best baseball player that nobody talks about, and he's batting 339 right now. Sanchez, he might not be the best catcher defensively, and you can't argue with that. That's the truth. But, dude, when it comes to hitting, I think he's the best hitting catcher, and it's not even close. I love you, Wilson Contreras, but my man Gary Sanchez, Dirty Sanchez, I like to call him because he can't catch, has got 57 RBIs and 24 bombs already, and he's missed a lot of baseball.
Yeah, he missed between 3 weeks and a month. He, by far, is the most powerful catcher and the best hitting catcher in baseball as of right now. And you talked about DJ. DJ leads the American League in average. He's batting 339.
Yeah. Plus, he's also which is funny, is he's their leadoff hitter with 63 RBI, which is first on their team. How crazy is that?
Well, the other crazy part about it is when you talk about the team you're talking about and the players, look at their ages. 25. That's how old Sanchez is. Torres, 22.
He's my guy.
Judge, he's early 20s. The oldest guy they've got out of of course, Encarnacion, he's 110.
Gardner and Encarnacion are their old men. Yep. And then everybody else.
Then probably Stanton.
Yeah, and then Stanton.
It's amazing. Like I said, now what they're going to do, or they're going to have to do,
more
they
start
really
pitching.
Yep, they're going to have to make a trade after the All-Star break. I know who I'd let go, but
Frazier.
I'd let Frazier go. Mm-hmm.
I would too. I am so with you. They don't have a place for him right now. I don't know where you're going to put him. He already needs to be in the. He needs to come on up. Go ahead and get rid of him. Get you a good pitcher. I mean, Luke Voigt's going to come back eventually. We've found out this guy can literally rake. Rake. When he left with injury, 17 bombs, 50 RBIs, was batting 280. His on-base percentage was .393, so he also had a very, very good eye. Again, Gleyber Torres, he is the second baseman who has missed a lot of baseball, only has 293 ABs. He's got, 19 bombs, and he's their little guy. It's just
he's their little guy.
And he's their little guy. That's what I'm saying. It just, to me, Frazier, who's not even going to be back up this year because there's no room for him, he hit 11 home runs in 191 at-bats. This is the guy, or maybe, you know what, I'm not afraid also. I wouldn't be afraid to get rid of Aaron Hicks. What do you think about that?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because that was going to be either him or Andujar, but he's only 23, and he's proved himself great. Now, Hicks, I think Hicks is in his young, he's in his middle 20s or young 20s.
I think people are a little bit worried about Miguel Andujar, and then the other thing is the James Paxton, the CC's too old, J.A. Happ. He had a great game yesterday, but the bullpen failed him, and we can be as straight as we want to. J.A. Happ, I feel like you have to be a certain type of player to pitch in the Big Apple. I don't know if he's that type of performer. And, of course, then when he does have a good game, the bullpen blows it. I just think that's going to go again to give him more head problems. I don't see him just being what they envisioned him being. And I really think the only problem that this team, when you look at their hitting, they can out-hit anybody. Masahiro Tanaka is their ace right now, but he's still, his arm's being held together by a rubber band. Could go at any time. And then Happ's not a number 2. Paxton hadn't been a number 2. Sabathia's too old to be a number 2. It's like, which one of these guys? You got 4 players, in my opinion, in that pitching staff that have completely let you down, because also Chad Green in the bullpen, I think, has been awful.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. Again, I'm not a general manager of the Yankees. I wish I was. But here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at I would be willing to trade Frazier and Hicks for DeGrom. I'd be willing to do that.
I would too.
And then you get DeGrom over there, and if Severino comes back healthy, and they were to get DeGrom, plus you got to think about the Mets. If the Mets let DeGrom go and they were to get Hicks and Frazier with Conforto in their outfield, now they have a great outfield that was all young.
Plus, they also have one of the best hitting first basemen I've seen in Pete Alonso. I love this guy.
Yeah,
this dude's sick. By the way, I want to ask you something. I want to get off it. I'm having, if you can't tell, my fault, people. I was having a little bit of a Yankee love affair because I've been watching baseball my whole life. I'm a baseball junkie. 41 years is just baseball, baby. I love it. I can't help it. I got the package. I watch the games every single night. I drive my girlfriend crazy. And this is, I look at that Yankee squad and I just see them, and I'm like, we didn't even talk about Gio. There's no even room for Gio, and this is a guy who's batting .307 and can just get it flat out done too. That's what I'm saying. They got too many hitters. They got to get somebody that can pitch the damn baseball and not just at the back end. Chapman is scaring me a little bit, but I think he'll be fine when it comes, when everything, comes down. Heck, Didi Gregorius, the shortstop, he can hit.
Yeah, we didn't mention Didi.
Didn't even mention him. But no, I do need to get off, and I want to ask you something because, we got this cute little thing coming up here, and it's the All-Star game, and it's amazing to me how nobody is talking about it, number one. It just seems kind of weird to me. I think the NBA, everybody is so far up Kawhi Leonard's keister. It is blowing my mind because everybody's forgetting that there's this little All-Star game coming up. And I want to know, the home run derby is kind of I still think it's kind of fun. It's more fun to me than the dunk contest. I
think they need to do away with it.
Yeah, maybe they need to do away with it. But this is realistically what I wanted to ask you. Well, I know they won't get away with it. Get rid of it for this. Because listen, this is what I wanted to tell all the people out there. And I know that people don't know this because I know when I found this out, and I am a baseball junkie, that I almost fell over. You don't even know this, I don't believe. Did you know that they upped the purse this year to try to make it more interesting for the players? They wanted to get the big-name players because they couldn't get anybody that was a big-name player to commit, because they're always worried about, quote, hurting their swing. Well, then what do you think baseball did to get people to start to commit?
Well, I don't know what they have to do. You're right. I don't know that. What was it?
They've gone to now the winner's prize is $2.5 million, and it's split up. Yeah, listen to this. This is going to blow you away. First place gets $1 million. Second place, the losing person gets $500,000. All 6 participants get at least $150,000 apiece just for participating, and then whoever hits the longest home run gets an extra $100,000. That comes out to $2.5 million. So if you hit the longest home run and win it, you can walk away with a cool $1.1 million.
Well, last year I do know that the longest was only 440 feet. So you got some guys in there that I'd be able to eclipse that. But the reason that I said that they need to do away with it is it's quite simple. It is that too many players, especially players that are great players, like Aaron Judge, for an example, like last year, they go out there, they try to win the thing, and, when they swing that bat as hard as they can that many times, it doesn't do their back any good. I'm telling you. And there's been some players that have been, hurt their backs doing that. And if I'm a team and I'm in a run, I'm the Dodgers. You got a couple of Dodgers in there.
Phillies, by the way, I remember Abreu was years ago, had such a great year, and then went into the home run derby, won it, and then hurt him. You remember that, don't you?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Braden was going to be in here. I mean, there's too many great players.
By the way,
in here.
I want you real quietly. We got to take a quick time out. I got to go pay some bills. I did want to tell everybody this because we're going to talk baseball. This is our last weekend with my grandfather passing, all the stuff that's going on. We will be back on air. Inside One will start up next Saturday, 9 to 10. They're going to be rock. They're going to fire. That's me and you, by the way. And it's going to be awesome. So everybody get ready to I just wanted to bring you on to let everybody know that we're going to do it. And I wanted to mention one thing, that money, but look what that money has drawn. You have the number one, Christian Yelich leads the major leagues with 31 home runs. He is going against Vlad Guerrero Jr., Then you have Pete Alonso, who the Mets dude's just raking, going against Carlos Santana. Josh Bell for Pittsburgh's been hitting bombs and moonshots, putting it in the Allegheny River, going against Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the most exciting guys for the Braves that anybody's ever seen. And then one of the smoothest swings I've ever seen, the LSU grad, or I don't know if he graduated, but the LSU man, and now he's with Houston, Alex Bregman against Jock Peterson. I think this year's Home Run Derby is going to be a lot of fun. I'm being serious as a heart attack. But you know what else is fun? Winning. All you got to do is call 833-731-2345. That's 833-731-2345. That's how you get in touch with my man Kevin at Inside One, or just go to InsideWON.com. That's InsideOne.com. Kev, keep winning and be good. I'll talk to you later, brother.
We're going to keep doing it, brother. You have a good one, John.
Enjoy the All-Star break. That's my man Kevin. And we got to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 shakes of like a little lamb's tail, I like to say now. Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
And now, the worst commercial ever.
Say, Jan, as a fellow respected small business professional, I wonder, who do you use for commercial auto and business insurance?
Progressive, of course. They helped with a customized insurance solution for my busy florist company.
I'm so glad we had this chance encounter in this busy restaurant.
Yes, that fake conversation was brutal. Whereas commercial auto and business insurance through Progressive is anything but. Visit ProgressiveCommercial.com to quote today. Insurance provided and serviced by Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Its affiliated and third-party insurers.
There's something out there for you and me. And the American road is calling. So what's it gonna be? Hey, it's an amazing day. Traveling our own highway. No matter where it leads us, we can smile. 'Cause there's meaning in the mind.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
At the Home Depot, warmer days means it's time to add Vigoro colored mulch to your landscape. Right now, get 5 bags for just $10. Vigoro mulch helps soil retain moisture and comes in shades of red, brown, or black. If you're looking for a healthier garden and more curb appeal, you're getting warmer. Today is the day for doing, with red, white, and blue savings on Vigoro colored mulch, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Limit 60 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 800 new Buicks and GMCs, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 150 in stock. Sunrise has rustled up a good-looking herd of cars and trucks under $99.95. Ranch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help you get your brand on one of these little fillies. Free hot dogs and Cokes at the Chuck Wagon. Western Trading Days, 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Cars cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Memphis's hometown event is taking on a new identity. The World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational makes its debut at TPC Southwind, July 24th through 28th. Don't miss PGA Tour superstars Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, and more.
Join me, Dustin Johnson, when I return to TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale at WGCFedEx.com.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why.
What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, John Harden, other side of the glass. We got my man, Austin Eldridge. We're chilling like a villain. Y'all can hit us up at the First Bank text line, 901-360-8255. We talked a little baseball with my man, Kevin, over at Inside One. He's been killing it. We talk way too much Yankees. I know. I've been very, very impressed, though, with just the semblance of talent and what I think they can be. And I would just basically just saying, to be Cashman, to have all those pieces, I would be just dancing in the street. They should win so many World Series, it's not even funny. And if they don't get it done, well, shame on them. Now, this week, everybody's getting ready. I told you about the crazy $2.5 million purse. I don't know if it's going to get more people to watch, but I can tell you, man, the fact that you got Alex Bregman versus Jock Peterson and Acuna versus Josh Bell, Josh Bell's been raking. Pete Alonso, one of my favorite new baseball players, to watch him hit against Carlos Santana. And then, of course, we get to see Vlad Guerrero Jr., the son of Vladimir Guerrero, go against the number 1 seed, Christian Yelich. We talked in the first segment, and you heard Kevin talk about he's seen it too many times. He's seen these guys go out there and they swing really, really hard. They try to hit these balls as far as they can. Maybe they mess up their swing. Maybe they hurt their bat. There's plenty of statistical evidence where guys have gone out there and had horrible years after the home run derby. There's also statistical evidence where guys have gone out there and done the home run derby and done even better in the second half. So it can go both ways. You just need to come out of there healthy. And I think you need to approach it kind of like my man Christian Yelich, who basically came out and said, listen, if you are smart, the only thing you do is you approach the home run derby is basically you got to look at it like this. If you make it all 4 rounds, if you make it all 3 rounds, it's 4 minutes a round. That means that would be 12 minutes. That's right, 12 minutes. Not very, very long. Treat it like batting practice. Yeah, you're trying to pop the ball out of the ballpark every time, but don't just sit there and go absolutely banana sandwiches and be something you're not. And if you treat it that way, like Christian Yelich, he said, I don't see how I can mess up my swing, especially the fact that if I do the best that I can, it would be a total of 12 minutes. I can't imagine that many swings is going to cause me any problems. I think that's the exact way you should approach it. You can tell the guys who go out there, and I remember watching Bryce Harper swing, and it looked like he was going to spin himself into the ground a couple times. I've seen people do that also when they're playing the game today. It's just they swing for the fences. But if you approach it like batting practice, I think you'll be all right. Now, I do want to ask one question, 67129, because we are completely switching gears. All the Kawhi stuff's coming in. Got a lot of stuff from my man David Cobb, who's coming up on the other segment. I can't wait to talk with my man David Cobb. He's out in Vegas. We're going to talk about Summer League. We're going to talk about Grizzlies. We're going to talk about all that good stuff and talk about the questions that y'all sent me as well. But I wanted to know, is my man Yelly going to get to 60 home runs this year, or is he going to pass Roger Maris? Everybody seems like they're hitting home runs, but are we going to have somebody who can actually hit over 60 this year? Are we going to get 61 from Yelly? He's leading the league with 31 home runs, correct?
I guess he could do it.
He could.
I don't see him doing it, but I guess he could.
It'll be interesting to watch, I'll tell you that.
The way the ball's jumping off the bat, though, it could happen, I guess.
Yeah, everybody and their grandmother's hitting them
I just
out.
don't want to see a Brewer do it.
Oh, I feel you, Cardinals
But
fan.
he's a great player.
He really, really is. Speaking about things that are great, we're coming back with the great David Cobb from the Commercial Appeal. He's out west in Vegas covering Summer League. So whatever you do, don't you dare touch that dial. This is Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
At the Home Depot, warmer days means it's time to add Vigoro colored mulch to your landscape. Right now, get 5 bags for just $10. Vigoro mulch helps soil retain moisture and comes in shades of red, brown, or black. If you're looking for a healthier garden and more curb appeal, you're getting warmer. Today is the day for doing, with red, white, and blue savings on Vigoro colored mulch, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Limit 60 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
There's a new commissary in town in Collierville. Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablets by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Sundays and Mondays are special at the Butcher Shop, celebrating over 35 years of serving the Mid-South by giving a big thank you to you, their loyal customers. You can come in, relax, watch your favorite games, and enjoy hand-cut steaks along with a premium bar. Sunday and Monday nights from 5 until 8:30, you can get select entrees for $25. That includes a salad, baked potato, and bread, and you don't have to pick one, you get all 3. Some of those entrees are 10-ounce New York strip steak, slow-roasted prime rib, Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, marinated grilled chicken breast, grilled boneless pork chops, and crab stuffed shrimp. Plus, all appetizers and desserts are 20% off. Don't forget, Hamburger Friday every Friday from 11 to 2. It's the best. The Butcher Shop, always a Memphis tradition. Call 901-757-4244, 901-757-4244 for more information, or just stop in at 107 South Germantown Parkway in Cordova.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between, in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and WPGFLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas,
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man to ever win the World Series of Poker with a Scrabble board, Johnny Harden.
What is up? Welcome into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour where I'm extremely happy. The world is crazy, and we're all just a part of it, right? I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July. I hope all your wiggle your fingers and toes. Wiggle them. Doesn't it feel good to know that you got them? Everybody made it home with your fingers and toes last night, right? That should be a big, pat on the back, I think.
Let's hope everybody did. No blowing off fingers with fireworks.
Hadn't heard anything about people blowing off their fingers or nothing, so I think we're getting better at this bad boy. But I do have to say, in Hardwood, I'm going to tell you about this what is it, minor league?
The Port St. Lucie Mets.
Thank you, the Port St. Lucie Mets. I got to tell y'all, and I'm going to let my man Cobb, I'm going to let him tell it. I said Cobb. Sorry, Austin. I'm about to talk with Dave.
That's okay. I can't fill Cobb's shoes. That's a high comparison for me.
But I'm going to let Austin tell it because it's hilarious, one. And then when I'm telling it, for some reason, I can't stop laughing. But then I want to ask you questions about it because there's certain things that I think are very, very simple and logical here. And y'all will understand everything I'm talking about. So you're going to make sure that you want to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 87.7 FM all day long, all day strong. Hardwood will be off the hook. But now I only got Cobb for 15 minutes. He's a busy man. He's out in Vegas. I got to get this man in and out. So all the questions, send them to 67129. Get them in, get them quick, and let's do this thing. David Cobb from the Commercial Appeal, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I feel like I'm at the NBA version of SEC Media Days out here in Vegas. Everybody from around the league is all out here. I'm about to go watch the Bucks and see former Memphis commitment Rajon Tucker and maybe catch up with him. And then, Grizzlies don't even play today, but there's a lot going on out here, man. It's kind of wild. It's my first time out here, so I'm just kind of trying to make sure I don't get lost.
Feeling it, getting it all in. And by the way, again, thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your very, very busy schedule to join our audience.
For you, John, of course.
Dude, I just love you. I appreciate that. I hope you had a happy 4th of July, by the way, though. But I wanted to know because I wanted to ask you this. A lot of people think I'm crazy. I know you think I'm crazy. I think the NBA is the greatest reality TV show on planet Earth. I think that they have done the Twitter, the Instagram. They have done the draft. They have done all kinds of things off the court amazingly. But I personally go back to the late 80s, early 90s, And I think that the product back then was just so dope. And you saw guys play 82 games a year, and they didn't miss games. And and now they're missing because they call it, quote, load management.
Right.
And I feel like, and I have a person who tells me this all the time. Listen, I love the NFL. I love college basketball. I love the NBA even. I love baseball. But you know those guys are out there working their tails off. I do see what he's saying about, them
John,
going out
John,
there 50%.
have you ever asked Mr. Flynn if you could take a few days for load management?
Man, I haven't had a day off other than for a funeral since February 2016.
Well, I guess you're just letting other people manage your load then.
Yeah, I guess so, man. Dude, I don't understand the load management thing, and I feel like Kawhi Leonard this year, because he is the king of the league right now. Zion, yes, he's a young pup. LeBron James is still the king out west. I know that, but it is the summer of Kawhi Leonard, and it feels like he became the king this year, and I feel like he's the king of load management.
Well, he certainly patented, I think, that title when he was in San Antonio.
Yes, he did.
Or no. The one that they had for him was return from injury management when he was in San Antonio.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is the same label they gave Chandler Parsons when they were refusing to medically clear him back in December. But, of course, no need to bring up Chandler Parsons now. He's not a member of the Memphis Grizzlies.
I know. Isn't that exciting?
It's different. I would have been shocked if he'd been on the opening day roster, but I didn't think they'd be able to get a trade done for him. I mean, at this point, I thought they would just ride his contract down.
Can we just go ahead and get to what most people want to know? And I'm going to tell you right now, if you go to 67129, our text line, if you see the Twitter stuff, Zach is this young man, because we have to be real. I mean, what is he, a 30-year-old young man?
Well, John, he just turned 31.
What I'm saying is he has come in and turned this organization, which was, in my opinion, had made mistake after mistake. I mean, the one good thing they did, they got Mike. Congratulations. They kept him. They developed him. They turned him into something great. They went grit and grind. We had some great years. But come on, what could they have done if they didn't screw up the beat? What could they have done if they didn't screw up so many of their deadgum draft picks? What this team could have been, I always think what could have been, and it hurts. I look at Zach and say to myself, damn, I don't know how he got rid of Chandler Parsons for 2 contracts, because that helps the Grizzlies. I don't know how he got all these future assets with Andre Iguodala. I don't know how, by the way, we have so many people on the team. What is it, 19 right now?
It's insane. Yeah, if you count DeLon Wright, who might get poached in restricted free agency, and this Marko Guduric, who's reportedly signed, but they've been awfully quiet on that. But if you count those guys, they've got 19. So people still have to go. That's why I think the Summer League's big, too. I mean, Ivan Rabb, Bruno Caboclo, not fully guaranteed. They're out here playing. Could it be a tryout?
Well, this is correct. This is where I was going to ask you, though. Do you feel because it seems like the people on Twitter, seems like the Memphis fans, it seems like, because Ja Morant, because of Brandon Clark, because of the way that they've been able to, get these assets, because of the offseason that they've been able to have, everybody's talking about in Zach we trust, homie. This is the best dude that we've ever had, period. I want to know the straight dope. Are we getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, or is he the real deal Holyfield?
Oh, no question he's making great decisions, but are we getting ahead of ourselves? Sure, yeah, because, they've yet to play a regular season game. What if Ja Morant isn't everything he's cracked up to be? What if Brandon Clark isn't an NBA player? Look, it's way too early to be
to pop the champagne. Don't pop the champagne
way too early. We were ready to pop the champagne last year for the old front office when the Grizzlies started 12-5.
True,
look where that ended up. So I think I think that this new front office has done a really nice job of maximizing a bad roster situation to this point, but it is only the very beginning. And what they've done so far shows that they've earned our trust. And it's fine. Fans who have been starved of competent leadership for years and years and years, celebrate, have fun with it, make the memes. Seriously, have fun with it. And I'm seeing the payoff of that in looking at the numbers on my stories, people are more interested now than they were during the season. When the Grizzlies were good at the beginning of the season, they're more interested now. And we're still 3 months away from the season. So it's exciting. And they brought the excitement back. They brought the hope back. And that, to me, that counts for more than anything, more than any personnel move, more than any, one trade or draft pick. The fact that there's actual legitimate hope around the Grizzlies is kind of refreshing because it hasn't felt like that in a while.
No,
So they win for that. That's their biggest win in my book.
I think that was perfect, man. That was absolutely perfectly said. I loved it. Now I got to ask you, what in God's name is your focus in Vegas, realistically? Because now
I'm all over the map.
Well,
man.
this is what
all
I'm
over the map.
Well, we got to focus. We got to bring this in, okay? Because we got to figure out what the damn style is going to be. We got to figure out about our coach. We got to figure. You know what I'm saying? I
got to figure out if I'm going to try and play blackjack. Yeah.
Dude, no, roulette, 10
we'll
and 11. And actually, just do sports gambling and go to inside1.com, dude. I'm telling you, yesterday I was in Fuego. The day before in Fuego. And, man, Kevin's in Fuego.
I can go to Tunica for that, though.
Yeah, that's true. But can't you go to Tunica for the other stuff?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, who needs Vegas when you have Tunica?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, man. No, but Summer League is very, very important for this year's Grizzlies team. The whole, getting Jonas Valanciunas, by the way, did I call it? I said 3 years and $45 million.
You nailed it, man. That was
impressive.
Yeah. And I thought that was a decent deal, too. I don't know that he was going to get that as an unrestricted free agent from another team, but I think that he and the Grizzlies win-win there.
Win-win, and also I still think was stupid. I would have taken the 17.6, then become a free agent, because then I still think that's what he would have gotten 3 years, 45 after that, plus a 17.5. But
right.
Hey, security is your security. Now, realistically, Bruno, what is he going to be? Next year, if you looked into your crystal ball before all the summer league stuff goes on, before you actually get to really hang out a whole lot with the coach. By the way, how much do you and the coach talk? Are y'all buddies now? Are you and him? Are y'all tight?
Hopefully we will be by the end of this week. I hadn't talked to him since a couple of days after he was hired. So, we're not buddies. No, he seems like a nice enough guy though. I'm sure he'll be thoroughly warned.
Do you call him Mr. Or are you like, yo, what's up, Taylor?
Mr. Jenkins.
Oh, you giving him Mr. Jenkins? You aren't down to, hey, what's up, Taylor?
He calls me Mr.
He called you Mr. Cobb?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you got to go Mr. Jenkins then if he's going to give you, yeah. But hopefully,
honestly, I was just glad to see him wearing shorts in the Salt Lake City Summer League, because if he had been wearing, slacks and stuff, I was going to, dress accordingly, but I was like, all right, Jenkins has got khaki shorts on and an untucked golf shirt. I am good to go. I did not put a pair of pants in the suitcase. It's just straight shorts and mesh material type golf shirts for me this week.
Dig that. Now I do need.
In case y'all were wondering.
Well, thank you. We were wondering, and we are wondering about this Grizzlies team. And I just realized you really never answered my question.
Oh, what was your question? Sorry.
The one I realized you kind of dodged it. We started talking. It was kind of funny. Do you think the Grizzlies are getting kind of screwed in the aspect, because I feel like Captain Load Management, now that he has put this out there and they're going to start resting, it seems the goal now is to play 60. Does this hurt Grizzlies?
It's hurting everybody, though, who's trying to figure out their roster, because nobody's willing to pull the trigger until they know exactly where Kawhi's going to go. And so there's this whole domino effect. For instance, the Dallas Mavericks might want to extend an offer to DeLon Wright, but if Danny Green goes with Kawhi Leonard somewhere else, then they'll offer to Wright will be all the much more, because Green won't be coming to Dallas. There's all these different hypotheticals that basically Kawhi is the one big domino that's waiting to fall, and it's going to affect the Grizzlies in a number of ways, because then depending on where he goes, that's going to affect the trade market and which teams are willing to trade for Andre Iguodala. There's just it's a never-ending web of ways that Kawhi is that first domino, and so that's a large part of the Grizzlies situation right now too, is waiting for all that to resolve. And then also tomorrow is the day when the new NBA fiscal year kicks in, and all these trades that have been made will actually become official, and then that allows for some of these players who have been traded to officially be traded again. So it's a logistical hurdle. I'm sure there's team councils working around the clock and assistant GMs trying to sift through all the red tape right now. And then, of course, once Kawhi decides, then there will be a whole nother wave of transactions that follow that.
Yeah, I'm so with you. I wish he'd hurry up and make his dead gum decision so we could get.
But if you're looking, if the Grizzlies are at 19, and let's say they are, the guys who I'm worried about, if I'm these guys, the guys who I would be worried if I were them, well, of course, Avery Bradley, because they can save so much by
Ivan Rabb.
Then, Ivan Rabb, Bruno Caboclo, Andre Iguodala. Not that he has to be worried. I mean, he's going to be fine. As will Avery Bradley. He'll land somewhere too. But I would be worried. By the way,
Bruno surprised me that you would say that. So you think that there's a chance that he's making the minimum. 1.8.
Yeah, but it's not even guaranteed. So I think he's got a decent shot at making it. But given the roster crunch that they're in, if they really are going to bring Marko Guduric in, and they are going to bring back DeLon Wright, then that makes him have to be worried. And I felt like, I feel like two of the other people are obviously the two guys that came back in the Parsons deal. I mean, Plumlee and Solomon Hill. I think they might end up with one of those guys on their opening day roster. I'd be a little surprised if both those guys are on the opening day roster. So, they would be candidates to be waived, I think, too. So there you go. There's 6 names right there off the top of my head. I'm not sitting there looking at the roster, but, of those 6, I bet 3 of them are out the door.
By the way, my buddy Gabe, Gabe Kuhn, he really believes that Zach has naked pictures of somebody over in Atlanta because of the Solomon Hill and Miles Plumlee, Chandler Parsons deal.
I know what you mean, but at the same time, I don't really see the benefit of that deal for either team from a basketball standpoint.
I guess
from a PR
it's
standpoint,
easier
I totally
to get rid of, I feel like 2 smaller bags than one gigantic bag.
Yeah, where you can keep one and cut one, and it helps your. I don't know exactly. It still doesn't make a ton of sense, but let's take Plumlee for instance. You're going to need a backup center because Joakim Noah is probably not coming back. So Plumlee could be that. So that kind of makes sense a little bit. Solomon Hill, I don't know where he's going to fit because I think the place where he would fit would be the minutes that you want to give to Brandon Clark. So I don't know exactly how that one shakes out, but I'd be a little surprised if I had to pick one or the other, who I think would be more likely to be on the Grizzlies opening day roster out of Plumlee or Hill, I think it's Plumlee because you need a backup center.
I am with you. Now I got to ask you, very, very important. What do we expect? Like Josh Jackson, what he was when he was drafted, what he is today, and what he could be. What are the realistic expectations for him?
Well, it starts out like the Zebo story, right? A guy with a lot of talent and a checkered past coming to a place where he can get a fresh start. So I think Memphis fans are more apt or more willing than most fan bases to just extend their arms and embrace somebody like that. Almost like they're cheering for him from day one, right out of the gate. And so I would expect that to be the case with Josh Jackson. And he's a guy that, he could maybe plug in as a starting shooting guard. He got phased out in Phoenix because Devin Booker is otherworldly. And so, Jackson all of a sudden kind of been dethroned out there. And but if you go back and look, the biggest deficiency in his game through his first 2 seasons is his three-point shooting. But he improved his three-point shooting from the mid-20s to 33% last year, which is still not great. But if he can continue to improve that three-point shooting percentage by 1 or 2 percentage points per year over the next 3 to 4 years as he develops into the player that he'll ultimately be, then, I think there's still hope for him. And what the Grizzlies gave up? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Korver was unlikely to be on the roster in the first place because
and Javon
they could have saved so much.
Come on.
God bless him. I know everybody wanted so badly for him to work, but they just tried and it didn't. And so DeAnthony Melton is actually an upgrade there. I haven't broken down his tape. I couldn't tell you the intricacies of his game. But if you read about the rookie season that he had, if you go and compare the numbers, it's pretty clear that he's a better prospect at this point than Carter. So another great trade there, and another example of the Grizzlies front office being opportunistic. They were opportunistic to strike on Andre Iguodala when Golden State needed to clear cap space to sign D'Angelo Russell, and they were opportunistic to pounce with Phoenix when the Suns needed to clear cap space to complete the Ricky Rubio trade. So these guys are keeping their heads on a swivel. They're identifying savvy moves to stockpile the fold with picks and young talent. I mean, it's Peter said it best the other day. I mean, it's just been a complete blueprint for how to rebuild to this point. And none of that guarantees wins. None of that guarantees the titles coming to Memphis. None of that guarantees that they'll even make the playoffs 2 years from now. But it does guarantee that you can actually have some faith.
There's a plan we can see, and we feel lucky getting the number 2 pick, and you get Ja, that gives excitement to go along with Trey J. And I have to ask you, I know time's running out, so I don't have much. I got one text question. If I don't ask, they'll kill me. But I also had a question myself. The text question is, what does all this mean for Dillon Brooks?
Well, Dillon Brooks is a guy that I would expect to be on the roster. The only reason he's at risk, though, is because if he's, you know what, actually, I need to double-check this, John. I think today is the day that his contract becomes guaranteed. And I'll double-check that because I need to put that out there if that's the case. So I think he's safe. I think he's safe. The only reason he had to fear was because his full contract was not fully guaranteed until a day that I think is actually today, and I've just been flying and and forgot about that. But I think if he makes it to midnight, he's going to be on the roster. The biggest question with him is just how's the rehab going. He played all 82 games as a rookie, and then he only played 18 last year because of so many injuries. So that's one that, I think that he's probably an NBA player. He might emerge as he and Jaren Jackson might emerge at some point in the very near future as the only remaining players who were signed under the previous regime.
Well, all right. Now, that was perfect, and I'm going to let you go after this because I know you're busy. We're talking with David Cobb. Follow him on Twitter. It's at David W. Cobb, DWC, capitalized. He is the beat writer for the Grizzlies, the Commercial Appeal, filling those big old shoes for Ron Tillery. And by the way, David, you're doing a fabulous job. Now, my question is I'm curious, is Jay Crowder going to be a big part of the Grizzlies team next year? And if so, is Kyle Anderson and the way that this team looks like they're going to try and play, does he kind of get phased out?
I don't know. I keep getting that question, and I worry about that, too, for his sake. But even if not a starter, I could see Kyle Anderson playing a role off the bench. I still think there's a place for him on this team because of his versatility. He's 6'9", and he can play from 1 through 5. He can literally play every single position on the basketball court. He's not exactly your prototypical point guard, but he can facilitate quite well. He's not a good enough shooter to really be your 2, but he has the defensive versatility that you can stick him there. He's more of a natural 3 than anything, but he can also play the 4. And by golly, there were a few minutes last year where he played the 5. So he's not a standout in any one regard, but he's a Swiss Army knife and a utility player who I still think will be on the roster because, if for no other reason, he's got a 15% trade kicker on a contract that still has 3 more years left. So when I guess I should edit what I said a minute ago about Dillon and Jaren being the only players from the previous regime still on the roster in the near future. I think Kyle Anderson will be on the roster for the near future as well. But you're right. I don't know exactly where he fits, but I think he fits somewhere or in a number of areas because of his versatility.
Man, he is David Cobb. I really do appreciate you taking your time. It is Vegas. Get out there, enjoy yourself, man. I know you got a lot of work. I'll be reading your stuff in the paper. And remember, I love thecommercialappeal.com. I love following David on Twitter at David W. Cobb, but I still get the paper old school style. Keep the cell phones and electronics out of the toilet. That's what the paper's for. David, be good, my brother.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's how you do it. He took time out of his busy day. He's out in Vegas. He could be doing all kinds of stuff. Instead, he wanted to talk to y'all about the Grizzlies, and I found that very, very kind. They don't play today. After they do play, I think it'll be very interesting. I can't wait to talk to them. Unfortunately, that'll be off the air, but I'll come back and tell you Monday what I talked to him about this weekend off the air. And give you a little feel of what the Summer League is like, and what do you think about Taylor, and is Taylor Jenkins got a vision for this team, and is there anything you can read into Summer League, etc. We'll find out a whole lot, and we got a whole lot to find out this year because this Grizzlies team has completely changed. The Mike Conley the Marc Gasol, the TA, the Zebo, the grit and grind, the whoop that trick, all that stuff, man, literally is in the past. It's a memory. It's gone. Never thought it was really going to happen, did you? A lot of people out there, I remember, used to say, grit and grind will be here forever. Wrong. They are in complete rebuild. Zach is doing a great job. He's the one who got Taylor Jenkins, so I'm kind of trusting Zach since he got, had such to do with getting Taylor in here. And then again, the fact that you were able to get, Miles Plumlee and Solomon Hill for Chandler Parsons, I still thought that was great. Josh Jackson, and pick him up in a trade for, with Phoenix, with DeAnthony Melton, 2020 second round pick and a 2021 second round pick for Kyle Korver and Javon Carter. Again, dudes in fuego. Man, I can't wait, though. Speaking of in fuego, this segment is always brought to you, and every segment is always brought to you by my wonderful sponsors. And everybody knows that the person that's been with me since day one is Bill at iBuy Houses, 901-406-1101. You call Bill at iBuy Houses, and I promise you, bing, bang, boom, just sold your house. If you're waking up just now and kind of a little, groggy, maybe you're staying over at your brother's house, your sister's, your family's house because it's the 4th of July weekend. Maybe you're hanging out with a lot of your family, and y'all got that house that's just, y'all haven't sold it for some reason. Well, dude, I got the perfect reason. You can get rid of it right now, and you're guaranteed to close in 5 days. Any house, any area, as is. It's that simple. 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at iBuy Houses. I promise you, you'll be glad you did. I did it over 11 years ago. Save my keister. He'll save yours. He is a fixer. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at iBuy Houses. We'll be back with my favorite segment of the day. I'm talking Hardwood on the other side. Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Five Ash, owner of Five Ash Roofing. As most of you know, I don't have a history of bragging or boasting that Five Ash Roofing is the best roofer in the Memphis area, but did you know we are the only diamond-level roofing professional in the area? We are one of very few local roofing companies that have been in business for 20 years. We've never had a justified claim against us. We are locally owned and family operated. Our labor warranties are for the life of the shingles. We're experts in insurance claim. We do residential and commercial work. We are the official roofer of the University of Memphis Athletic Department and a proud member of the Tigers home team. We support local youth sports and St. Jude's. We have worked with churches and veteran services to help those in need by providing services at a deep discount or even for free. We are currently working with Young Life to give them a free roof on the historic log cabin in Germantown. Five Ash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemembrace.com.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
Campbell Clinic now offers daytime walk-in care, and you don't need an appointment. If you've got any kind of urgent break, sprain, strain, you can walk into any of their 5 convenient locations Monday through Friday from 8 until 4. There's no long wait you have to put up with the ER, and those doctors are really good, but they're not orthopedists. They're not world-renowned orthopedists who have come up with different procedures and written the manuals for them that are used everywhere in the world, and I'm not kidding you. And you can now see those doctors who treat the Tigers, the Grizzlies, the Redbirds. You can see them today without an appointment. And I'm talking Collierville, Germantown, South Haven, downtown at the Med Center, or even the Campbell Clinic Spine Center in Cordova. Now, if you've got something pressing, you got to go to work and you can bear the pain until the evening, there's Campbell Clinic After Hours. That's Monday through Thursday from 5 to 8 in Germantown, South Haven, even Saturday morning in Germantown. If you're injured, don't wait. Visit Campbell Clinic Walk-In Care or Campbell Clinic After Hours.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead. You don't head back to
Tennessee Jet. Yeah, Jerry, bring us back. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. We're brought to you by all the great people and all our wonderful sponsors. And you know, Chad Gatling at MemphisFarmers.com. When you think auto, home, life, any type of insurance, all the bundling you can do, you think Farmers Insurance. But we're so lucky that if you live in this Memphis area, Bartlett, Germantown, downtown, midtown, anywhere in Memphis, you don't even have to you don't have to even think, man. You just do, if you know what I'm saying. All you do, by the way, is you go to MemphisFarmers.com. That's right, MemphisFarmers.com. Does it get any easier than that? I honestly don't think it does get any easier than that. I can give you his number. It's very, very simple. Again, 901-235-1176. That's 901-235-1176. But just like me, I think y'all are the same type of people. I always go look things up before I call people and stuff. So go to MemphisFarmers.com. Bing, bang, boom. Then give Chad a call at 901-235-1176. And thank you for giving me Hardenwood.
This is Access Hardenwood.
There's so many places that I have to start. Like, I got to talk about this Sunday. Do you know the United States Women's World Cup? They play in the final, and guess who they play against?
I believe it's the Netherlands, is it not?
It is the Netherlands. Now, I'm rooting for the United States, but I can tell you one thing. This is kind of amazing that they're in the finals because, man, I had more fun in the Netherlands. Like, it'd be hard for me to go practice soccer as much as there was to do in the Netherlands. Like, or maybe it was just that hard to get out of the Umaguma Cafe or the coffee shops that I don't know if I could do anything productive from over there. But I'm being serious. We are going to talk about the World Cup this Sunday. The United States women. This is awesome. I'm going to talk about my girl Alex Morgan. I cannot believe the bashing that she has gotten. And there was an article that says, is there a double standard between men and women? And the very first thing you do when you see that is roll your eyes or shake your head and say, oh, that's stupid. And I did that. But I did read the article. And then after you read it, you realize, like, dude, you're right. Joe Horn can hide a phone. In the football, they celebrate all the time. Alex Morgan put her finger out because they were playing England, took a sip of a cup, and people bashed her all over the globe. So actually, I have to say, I unequivocally agree. And to see like this Sophie Turner who went out, and I watched her, she's just a lady that was on social media. She went out there and shouted out Alex Morgan on her Instagram story saying how awesome she was and how proud she is of the Women's World Cup team, their performance. She'll be rooting for them on Sunday. You know, she wants them to go out there and win. It's Sunday, by the way, early in the morning at 10 a.m. They're playing the Netherlands to win the whole shebang. Like, this is awesome. And the thing, I bring this up, and when I read the article, it is kind of sad because they beat a team. The goals matter. They got bashed for beating a team 13-0. Alex Morgan sips tea. Not only does she get bashed, like reading this stuff, there's no way. I'm so sorry. When men celebrate, and unequivocally, when I looked at this article, I 100% rolled my eyes and was saying, dude, this is the one place. Like, if we want to talk about, women's rights or getting treated differently, always thought to myself, sports is the one place that, it's just competition. It's all done fair. No, when you really look into it, into Title IX, and you look at the way women's sports are, and then you get the simple fact, because she's a good-looking woman, because Alex Morgan is a good-looking woman, and she scores a goal, and she literally sticks her pinky out and acts like she's sipping tea because they beat England. Does that make any sense for her to get bashed? Do you see what I'm saying? Why is that? Like, why?
I don't see anybody.
Why do they say, like they never have said, like, here's what I was trying to say. That is so unladylike. This is like on Twitter. Like, she was like to fake sip tea. You are so unladylike.
I don't know who called her unladylike. I mean, it's definitely not unladylike. Really, the only people I saw bashing her were British people because they're mad their team lost, and she imitated a tradition of theirs.
Oh, there's a bunch of, I'm
all
right here, U.S. people.
I'm all for it. I love the celebration. I love the stunting on them, as CJ likes to say. That's I'm all here for it. And I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't necessarily think there's a double standard. I mean, Louisville's pitcher got bashed for his celebration in the College World Series recently. So
true.
I don't know if there's a double standard or not, but that's a conversation for another time. But
this four-letter sports, for them to come out and say, you see people in big-time tournaments, grabbing their whatever, blah, 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 and doing all this stuff.
Yeah, now to me, that's unprofessional.
And nobody brings it up what the men do. But then he writes, but it just bothers me seeing Alex Morgan sipping a imaginary cup of tea. I'm taken aback by that. Act like you've been there, plus you're a woman. Act like one. That is the most sexist damn comment
it's not even unladylike.
I've ever heard.
It's a celebration, and you're at the biggest event in your sport.
Yeah,
celebrate.
Dude, I mean,
you're winning game. You're going to a final. It was her birthday. She's having fun.
Oh yeah, and happy birthday, Alex.
I loved it. I love the celebrations. I'm all here for the celebrations.
I am too. So
I was so happy when the NFL brought back their crazy celebrations because I thought it was stupid. They were penalizing teams for celebrating.
Yeah, the Not So Fun League, which was stupid, and that's why I think that getting on to this this team is playing this Sunday for the right to win the World Cup, and the two biggest stories are about being unprofessional and scoring too many goals against Taiwan, I believe that was, or Tijuana,
Thailand, or
whoever. Or somebody. No, Tijuana is where I went to. And then about Alex Morgan acting. I don't know why. It doesn't bother me. Like, to even write, it doesn't bother me when a man grabs his crotch. But it really, do you hear what you're saying? Like, it's okay for men to go out there and do that, but dadgummit, you literally wrote the most sexist comment.
Yeah, now that is a sexist comment. That right there, yeah, you shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
That is stupid.
It's dumb to me. If you're complaining about the celebrations, then get a life is all I can say. Because they're funny, they're hilarious. I love mocking the tea. It's kind of the American Revolution started with the Boston Tea Party. Like, it was all kind of I think it's great. I love it. I hope they score. I hope they celebrate like crazy every goal they score in the final. Like, I would love to see that.
Now, I got to bring this up, and this is just going to make you kind of laugh. Now, last night, there was something that was brought to my attention, and it made a lot of sense. Why the hell do they still have bullpen phones in baseball stadiums? Like, can you not just text down there and tell them to get the dude ready? Like, why do they, and by the way, have you noticed they even got a cord? I'm surprised they still don't have, a dial tone. Like, for real, though, what is that? The whole state. What is it with that damn phone?
Well, I will say this.
Where do you get that?
I have had the problem before in certain stadiums where, there's so much metal, there's so much stuff around the stadium that'll sometimes block a phone signal. That might have something to do with it.
Just got to be. I just got to figure out a way. Like it just. When I see it, I laugh because where do they get that phone? Like that's what was in the kitchen in the 70s and 80s.
My guess is they probably hire companies when they build these stadiums to run a landline from the dugout, underneath. And that it's just an automatic one-way phone is my guess.
It's just, I don't know, man.
Except for that one time when the Texas A&M students somehow managed to dial the bullpen phone. That was still one of the funniest stories of all time.
No, that was funny. And I do see what you're saying. It's just, I don't know, man. There's certain things, like we talk about sports and we do all this replay, and I feel like replay has ruined baseball on so many levels. Like the dude who slid over, was it the Yankees game? Slid over second base. The guy pushes him off the bag and tags him out, and they call that out. You couldn't even tell if his foot was off the bag. I just hate the way replay. And then looking to see if there's daylight through a spike and if the ball's all the way back in the glove. Don't y'all remember? Damn tie goes to the runner, yo. If it's that close.
And the fact that half the time when they look at replay, they get it wrong.
Get it wrong.
I mean, if you're going to look at it and get it wrong, then what's the point? I mean, get it right. That's what it's there for.
So basically, all I'm trying to say is baseball is like my sport. I love it. The home run derby, I told you, is going to be dope. They got $2.5 million they're going to split up. $1 million to the winner, $500,000 to second place. Everybody gets $150K, plus whoever hits the longest bomb gets an extra $100,000. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. And baseball's come a long way. They now got replay. They're trying to get, they got that little box up there. There's all kinds of stuff baseball's done. But the fact that they still have that damn phone, I don't know why. It drives me crazy. When they call the bullpen, I just really want to know, is there just one dude who just sits there by the phone the whole time, and when the phone rings, yeah, what's up, coach? Yep, got a righty and a lefty.
My guess is it just rings, and one of the bullpen coaches was over there and answers it.
Man, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. You would think out of all the things we wouldn't be stuck in 1970. Now, speaking of this. There are certain things you don't do. And I will never try to make every single man on planet Earth look worse than me. I like to uplift people. I think all of y'all are wonderful. I love all of y'all. And what I'm trying to say is, Michael ruined, there is no man on planet Earth that will ever top what this dude just did. Did you see what he did for his fiance?
Who is this now?
Okay, there is a pitcher. Do you know who Michael Kopech is? He pitches for the White Sox.
Yeah, well, that explains why I don't recognize the name.
Okay, he's 23 years old. He's a young dude. He's rehabbing from Tommy John surgery. He's ranked in the top. He's when he comes back in a couple years, this is a guy we expect.
I've heard the name before, but I just don't know much about him.
Well, he's got a beautiful girlfriend. I'm not going to lie. She's a gorgeous. She's also a high-profile reality star, which, by the way, I don't watch reality TV, except for I do watch the NBA, so I do watch reality TV. So I don't know who this lady is. Y'all will probably know who she is. Her name is I think it's Brielle Bierman. What does she do, dude?
Got no idea.
She was on Degrassi, The Next Generation, and I don't know, dude. Do you know what Riverside is? Is that a show?
It might be. I don't watch a lot of TV, to be honest with you, so I don't see much reality TV either.
Anyway, point is, the reason I'm upset. So what does this guy do? He puts on, that you can do a whole story on your social media now, where shows the whole situation. First of all, did he hire somebody to go hide in the jungle to videotape this? Is what I want to know. Because one, I got to explain this to you. I'm going to retweet this right now. You can go to Johnny_radio. You can watch this as I try to explain it. I just retweeted it. I will never understand it. But my man, I don't know where this person was videotaping this, but there's a waterfall. Is this not the most beautiful waterfall you've ever seen?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's actually Vanessa Morgan, by the way.
Oh, her name is Vanessa.
He used to date Brielle Bierman.
Oh, he used to date her. Oh, I don't care. Yeah. that Brielle girl is pissed. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I imagine probably so. Yeah.
Like, she is sitting there madder than can be. She's like, I should have married this guy. Listen to what he does. But this is the other thing is, like, did he do this for her, or did he do this to put it out on Instagram? Like, look at me, I'm so awesome. And did he do this so he could cheat? Because, like, this is what I told my girlfriend. This is what I told Honey last night. I go, any guy who went out to do this, who worked this hard to show the world how great he is and literally ruin every single woman's, like, proposal like, he ruined every woman for the rest of her life, her man, her proposal, it will never live up.
No, there's plenty of other millionaire athletes out there that'll come up with something.
This one, I'm sorry, I think this one even takes.
It's gorgeous.
This one's gorgeous, but the thing is that don't you feel like he did it more so for people to be like, hey, look at Michael, how romantic he is. Oh, if you're a woman, how lucky would you be to have Michael? You see what I mean?
I don't know, man. I feel like he's doing it for her, man.
Dude, why? And like, where do you get a guy hanging out in the jungle over here videotaping, and you pull out this ring underneath a dead-gum waterfall on some beautiful rock? I mean, this looks so. I mean, it's dank. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, if I had that kind of money, I'd do that too. You're talking about getting some. I mean, she's gonna love you for the rest of your life.
But why? Okay. You can do that, yes, and you create that memory. That's for her. So what is it about? Why did he have to send it out on his Facebook, his Instagram, his Twitter? Why is it like? Do you see what I'm saying? Because I feel like
I feel you. I feel like everybody does that though.
I feel
mean,
like it's
even
look
simple
at
engagements
me.
are on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
Well, I know. Okay, well, it's usually more of like the couple announcing it. It's not them walking and like them videotaping and being announced.
I mean, he went a little overboard probably, but
I mean, this is a whole it's a it feels like a small 15-minute Netflix episode. You know what I'm saying? Like how to be the dankest man on planet Earth. I don't know, dude. All I know is I want to tell you something. Mike, you really ticked me off.
See now, so here's what. Now the truth comes out. See, you're just worried now, John, because you're not going to be able to live up to that proposal to your girlfriend.
See, here's what I told Honey. You don't want me to ever live up to that because you know what that does? That makes other women hit on you. Because other women will think, oh, I want Michael. That's exactly what I was trying to say. He did this not for her. He did this because now when he goes out, he won't be recognized as the pitcher. He's going to be recognized as the dude who was the best all time. He proposed better than anybody ever. And you know what every woman's going to do? Oh, he's so adorable. Yeah, what was that doctor they called McDreamy? It's now Michael. He's McDreamy. What do you think?
I could see it, I guess. I don't know, man. I just hope that he's going to be faithful. I
do too.
I want to see the best. I just hope that he's doing it for her. And I'm gonna, give him the benefit of the doubt. He's just a great dude that went all out for his now fiance.
Again,
now he could come back and TMZ could have a story in next week where he's already cheated on her 3 times.
We're gonna make this is gonna be it. I gotta go to break. Right now. But I want to tell you right now, we're gonna make a wager. I'm gonna go the over under 7.5. Tell me on the other side if you have over or under. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Sports 56, 87.7 FM.
Start your day with the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Right here on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
The Acura Summer of Performance event is going on now at Acura of Memphis. Test drive one of our award-winning models today. Each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore. It should be an adventure. Advance your drive today. Shop our aggressive lease and finance options now. The thrill is waiting at Acura of Memphis. Shop online 24/7. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
At the Home Depot, warmer days means it's time to add Figaro colored mulch to your landscape. Right now, get 5 bags for just $10. Figaro mulch helps soil retain moisture and comes in shades of red, brown, or black. If you're looking for a healthier garden and more curb appeal, you're getting warmer. Today is the day for doing with red, white, and blue savings on Figaro colored mulch. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Limit 60 per customer. Color selection varies by store. While supplies last. Continental U.S. only.
Celebrate the 4th of July all the way till the 7th at Family Leisure. Play gyms now only $17.76. Dining sets as low as $5.99. 24-foot pools installed only $19.99. Replacement pools $9.99. All in-stock Polyadirondack chairs are 20% off. Get free delivery and installation on grills and outdoor kitchens. The savings are exploding at Family Leisure now through July 7th. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Hi, folks. Good news from Sunrise Chevy in Collierville. Sunrise took additional inventory for the spring market. Now, Sunrise must sell 500 new and used cars and trucks to make room for new Chevys on the way. Huge discounts and 0% financing, or GM will provide up to $5,000 cash now. Shop and compare hundreds of new Chevys, Buicks, and GMCs all under one roof. And don't forget, a $5 million used car inventory. If your car needs body work, bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models. If your Chevy needs service, bring it to Sunrise no matter where you bought it. Find new roads at the Sunrise Chevy Range, 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville.
Memphis's hometown event is being elevated to one of the biggest events on golf's calendar. The World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational makes its debut at TPC Southwind, July 24th through 28th. Don't miss PGA Tour superstars Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, and more.
Join me, Dustin Johnson, when I return to TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale at WGCFedEx.com.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top of the bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back to a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. A lot of people says, "Hey, Harden, you're actually on point, man. I feel like this guy's doing this for him." Another person says, "Harden, you're not overreacting about the NBA. Once the players realize they can't run the league all by themselves, I believe they'd rather watch it fail than give any of their power back to the NBA." Nico. You have another people congratulating me and Kevin on kick and tail. Yes, we are hotter than a firecracker. And then another guy, my man, thank you very much. But he said Riverside is a show with Archie comic characters. And then he came back and said, no, sorry, wrong show, LOL. So I guess it's not that show. But I just like reading my man's. He's a nice guy, so or nice gal. So I just like reading the text. But anyway, point is, I wanted to ask my man, over or under 7.5 years, I truly believe, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I unequivocally 100% believe that my man Michael Kopech proposed to his woman, and the way that he did it, to have it videotaped where she doesn't even know it, like some dude's like hiding off in the jungle, and it's like got a waterfall. It's like professionally done. This isn't like my man Austin got engaged. When people get engaged, you announce. When my grandfather died and stuff like that, you put stuff out on your social media. Don't get me wrong. Unequivocally, I agree with that. But again, to me, as I watched 4 women watch this last night, and all of them going, oh, isn't he great? Oh, again, did any of them talk about the woman? Did any of them think about the girl getting engaged? No. They were like, man-hating, one, like John Cena, that's how a great man is. And then 2, all of them were like, oh, I would just love, like, so again, I felt that was more of
Let's
a
be fair,
look
though, John.
At me.
You don't make millions of dollars, so they can't give you too much of a hard time about it. You don't make that kind of money.
That's another good point. Thank you very much, man. Just whatever I
that
get.
That guy spent who knows how much money on that. Just getting to the location he was in. Dude, was probably expensive enough.
You ain't lying, because wherever they were, that is just straight up dope. But I do also want to say, though, we were talking a little bit earlier I want to remind you that without MemphisFarmers.com, you don't hear me, and you need insurance. Go to MemphisFarmers.com. Talk to Chad Gatlin. You'll be very glad you did. And now, also, don't forget, this is Friday. I'm heading down to Central Barbecue. There's 4 great locations. Guess what I'm getting? Banana pudding. Now, I'll always get, when I go there, also not only a quart of banana pudding, but I get also a pound of the pulled turkey and pound of the pulled chicken and a pound of their smoked turkey, because that's how I eat all weekend. Like Honey cooks with the chicken. I make turkey sandwiches. And then I'll always, while I'm waiting, I get myself the barbecue nachos, chilling like a villain. Oh, they are so good. But I have had a lot of trouble since Peter Edmiston. Sometimes I go with the nachos. Sometimes I go with the original chips. It really is difficult. But Central Barbecue is very easy because there's 4 locations: Poplar, Central, Summer, and Downtown. Check them out. You'll be glad you did. And don't forget about CBQ Memphis. Now, this is very important. There is a minor league team that likes to shoot off fireworks. Now, I like fireworks. We go to, when you go to the Redbirds, don't you love firework games?
Fireworks night's my favorite.
Dude, it's my favorite. Dude, when they have firework night, man, my father-in-law, my girl or fiance, whatever Honey is, woman I've been with forever.
Whatever she is,
like wife. We're basically married. It's just we hadn't done that whole.
At this point, y'all been together long enough.
It's been forever. I feel like I don't even remember what another woman. I don't even know if I've ever been. I think it's just been with Honey my whole life.
Okay, I don't believe that at all. Not for 1 second do I believe that.
But firework night is the best. Okay, so we love them,
no doubt.
Now, there's this wonderful story that you brought my attention to, and I have a few questions. I want you to tell the people the story, and then I have a few questions for you.
Okay, I'll make it quick since we're running out of time. So basically last night, the Port St. Lucie Mets, which is the Mets minor league team down in Port St. Lucie, of course, they had a fireworks night of their own. I don't know if it was a fireworks night or if they won the game, and they shot fireworks because of that. But they caught some trees on fire behind the stadium while the fireworks were going off and continued to shoot the fireworks with a massive blaze behind the stadium. There were videos of it everywhere. This is not the first time this happened. 2 years ago in April of 2017, they had a brush fire of about 3 acres behind the stadium. So these people need to stop shooting fireworks. They're not that good at it, and apparently you can go to a Port St. Lucie game and burn alive while you're there. Quite the experience. But, yeah, a massive blaze last night. So maybe the Mets, if that doesn't sum up the Mets organization, though, then I don't know what does.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla Day just came and went, and if you don't know what that is, that's where Bobby Bonilla is a genius. He turned, just like, what was it, $7 million into $1.9 million, basically almost into perpetuity from 2000 to 2035.
Still getting paid.
Yep, 1.9 every single year. You go, Bobby.
That's a good
Bonilla.
life. Doesn't have to do a thing. Gets $1.9 million every year.
The funny thing about it is, the reason the Mets did that? Do you know?
I don't know the whole story behind him.
Because
honestly.
they had this great financial guy who was getting them a return on their money that was unbelievable. Bernard Madoff.
Wow.
They got Madoff, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
now,
they did.
I want everybody to get out there and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Coming up next, though, we got my man Austin and Drew. They're about to rock this bad boy out. There's also some great baseball games this weekend. There's some great pitching matches. And if you want some winners, all you got to do is go to Inside One. That's right, InsideOne.com. And call 833-731-2345. That's 833-731-2345. Speaking of numbers, it's always Bill at iBuy Houses, 901-406-1101. He is the man, the myth, the living legend. But this weekend, get ready for some baseball. And don't forget, go USA! Beat the Netherlands. My girls, 10 a.m. on Sunday, they're going to get it done. All of y'all out there, you know I love you. Get out there and make the world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
Are you looking for a high-quality, family-oriented country club experience? Then look no further than Windike Country Club. As a member, you have access to the men's and ladies and junior golf programs, the best par 3 in the Southeast, and 2 18-hole golf courses that you're going to absolutely love. Windike is also a great place for weddings and wedding receptions. Keep it in mind. For more details on how to become a member, call them today at 754-1888 or email membership@windike.com.
It's all about the fun, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Take a step toward updating your home with exclusive life-proof vinyl plank flooring from the Home Depot, starting at just $2.99 a square foot. It locks together for easy installation. It's waterproof, scratch-resistant, and comes in a variety of trendy styles with over 40 colors to choose from. That's a step in the right direction. Today is the day for doing with life-proof vinyl plank flooring starting at just $2.99 a square foot. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only. See store for details.
University Plastic Surgeons is proud to offer Cool Sculpting at 25% off. Freeze away your fat with the world's #1 non-invasive fat reduction treatment. You'll see results without surgery or downtime. Cool Sculpting is FDA cleared, safe, and effective. University Plastic Surgeons offers this simple in-office treatment. This non-invasive 45 to 60-minute procedure can actually be performed on your lunch hour. 25% off treatments until July 31st. Go to utuniversityplasticsurgeons.com or call today to schedule your consultation. 350-4858. 350-4858.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. It is that time of year where the weather is unpredictable, and given the recent storms, it's a good time to discuss insurance claims. So here's a few things you should know. Always hire a local contractor, because if you have a problem with your roof down the road, you want to be able to find him.